So is that your picture on?
Yeah, that's me.
Look at
Hey,
you.
that's the hey, what's up, guys? That's him. Like that's the guy.
Look at you, you handsome devil.
Oh, everyone's like, "Where are you?" This is him. I mean, whenever you get to make this live, that's the guy. That's the guy behind the mic.
Well, it kind of puts me on to my first question, to be honest.
Yes, please.
You asked if we needed a camera on or not, but you don't show yourself on screen. Is there a reason behind that? You're a good-looking guy. You're a good-looking guy. How are you not on screen?
Yeah.
I mean, I've got an excuse. I'm ugly.
No, I mean, how it works for me is, I think it makes sense to just listen. I believe listening and not looking for subtle nuances. Maybe sooner than later. I was actually thinking about this before I traveled. That maybe when I come back, which I have already, that I'll probably start doing more contents with my face in it. But then I'm feeling some sort of way. People come to the channel, or people try to get to you because they need information, right? They don't really need to see you. Maybe that idea will change. I don't know.
I'm kind of along the same philosophy. I think in terms of YouTube, if you put a face to the name, it certainly helps, especially with content. If I'm doing tutorials, nobody really needs to see my face.
I mean,
it's kind of secondary. You're an educator, a teacher, correct?
Yeah. I'm an instructor.
An instructor. Is that your full-time job?
It's a bit tricky. It's a bit tricky. It's a part-time job, but I sort of approach it with a full-time idea. I approach it with a full-time idea in the sense that I've been with the department for a very long time, and despite the fact that I've been in the department for a very long time, I kind of think that if you're doing something, you need to put your mind to it. It doesn't matter whether you're being, as far as you accept to do it, then you should put your mind to it. Of course, there are certain times that you get to notice, or you have to respect the fact that you're a part-time instructor. But mentally, I sort of just position myself like that. Okay, I'm doing this job. It's a job. It doesn't matter whether it's part-time or full-time. I still give it my all. I approach it with that idea of if you're being hired to do something, once you're within the job, just do it wholeheartedly, and that's it.
Is there an age range that you teach, or is it a certain course that you teach, or is it just is it just a general kind of thing?
No. I do have like a specific set of courses I teach. So I think first off, I teach things that deals with 3D modeling and rendering, and I provide the fundamental ideas, the beginner's guide, because most of the people coming into this literally coming for the first time. Then move them from novice to intermediate and show them a bit of an advanced level stuff. And to me, the software is not paramount. It's the idea behind the course that's very, very paramount. Understanding that these things apply across everywhere. And for my courses, practically for all of them, except for a couple of them that are very tied down to the software, I let students do what they can, because I approach the idea of that particular course, 3D modeling and rendering, like a car. I think once you learn how to drive a car, you've always known how to drive a car. You just need to know where the gear, how to select the gear, where to turn on the lights, where to do this and that in different cars. But do you get the idea of driving a car? Yes. So that idea is structured. Most of my teachings are structured in that way. So if you understand what shading is in Blender, you should be able to transfer that same idea. Or if you understand what shading is, actually, you should be able to transfer that idea to Blender, to 3D Studio Max, and to Maya. And in most cases, I tend to open these apps and show them what it looks like. So when they see it for the first time, or when they see it sometime later in the future, they shouldn't be scared about it. Like, oh my God, this guy never told us what this is. So once they get the fundamental idea, it's easy to transfer that idea or the ideology of how these things work across different. And yeah, so that's one of the courses. I also do teach rigging for animation. Yeah, organic modeling, procedural assets for games, which is practically Houdini itself, and advanced texturing and advanced texturing. Yes, advanced texturing and shading. Yeah, and that is where you get to see them substance stuff and Mari stuff and substance designer, the entire substance suit practically. And then we move to some other tools as well. Because just like I said, you just have to give them the original basics, and then you walk into the app, you show them how to get these things done, so that they should be prepared for the outside world. And that is one huge idea I have.
See, I find that quite interesting. I always thought you were just a YouTuber. I don't mean that in a kind of, I don't mean that in a bad way. I just thought you were a YouTuber. I never knew that you worked in the industry. I don't really know much about you, to be honest.
Oh,
You're a very secretive person.
yeah. I believe the more people know, the more, like, how do I put it? Your personal life should be your personal life. Your work life should be your work life. Yeah, I don't think that they should mix. And at the same time, I still respect the idea that most people want to know you on a personal level. And if they come forth, or if you choose to give them that audience, it's on you. You bear the consequences. You throw your life out there, and that's it. But for me, it's more like, okay, I have this to do. I have this to do. I have this to do, and I need to give out this information. I need to make sure that these audience members get this information as quick as possible, so that by next tomorrow, 3 days from now, they shouldn't lose whatever chance they have to get, things like that. And I don't think my face is necessary for those things. I think the more I get to put myself into the mix, I think I might start derailing a little bit.
So how did you get into YouTube?
I was about to finish my master's, and then there was this course. It was called social, something that has to do with social media. And I said, maybe if I open up an Instagram account, which it came highly recommended, to be honest. Say, open an Instagram account, do your dailies, and you would get followers and all that, so you can pass the course. And for mine, I think we needed to get 1,000 followers on Instagram, or was it 100, something like that. And I opened up the Instagram. It was doing well. I think I got up to 500 people. Semester was half. And then all of a sudden, one morning, I woke up, I logged into Instagram, and it was broken. So what had happened was, a day before, I opened the Facebook page and I linked the Facebook page with my Instagram, which was also known as AskNK at that point. So when I linked it up, I went back, and I didn't like the name, because Facebook was suggesting some sort of name. So I said, maybe I should just change it to something else. Let me unlink this stuff so that I can change and update the whole thing and relink it. So I unlinked it again, came back the next day, and Facebook gave me that you're gone. So my Instagram was off, all my tags, none of them worked, everything didn't work. And I complained. The instructor said, yeah, maybe you should just go try YouTube instead. But this time you still have to hit 1,000. The idea is get 1,000 depending, like platform independence. You just need 1,000. So I said, okay. So the thing was, it was an experiment to see how people responded to several kinds of content. And people that did post their daily life, I'm taking coffee, I'm hanging out with friends, they get more likes, and they get more following. But I wasn't. So I told her it's going to be very hard. YouTube space and Instagram space are two different worlds. People can watch your videos for hours on end and choose not to subscribe. And that is what it is. And she said, yeah, I know, but that's what you have to do. So I opened up the YouTube page, and that was where it started. So I opened up the YouTube page, and she gave me a task. She said, what if you upload videos the same way you upload stuff on Instagram? I said, oh, for sure. But what videos do I upload? She said, what were you doing on Instagram? I said, I was putting like tips and tricks. I was sharing news updates and putting the links there. She said, you can do the same thing. And you know how you do like a very tiny projects that you end up deleting in the university? I said, yes. She said, you can do stuff like that. just those fun projects you get to do and you delete them. Do fun projects like that and just show how you did them. Maybe there is somebody out there that might learn something from it. Who knows? I said, okay. So what I didn't know was making videos was hard. That thing is like it is hard as hell. I never knew making videos was that hard. So I felt like, yeah, I'm just gonna come through, turn on the PC, and make the video. But it doesn't work like that. It takes hours to get that. So I made the first one. It was crappy. I did the mic test. I never had a mic then, so I had an earpiece. That's what they call it. So I said, "Hi guys, and welcome back to." And my tempo was so bad. The whole thing was bad. So I took off the whole audio. I hated listening to myself, and I just put music on the background and made my first video, and it went up 2 views. 5 days down the line, still 2 views.
That's like a whole channel.
And those views were mine. Like every time I come to check it, I notice a view goes up. So it took me time to figure out that, hey, you're watching yourself. So I did that, and I did a couple of videos. So she just said, keep making videos. It doesn't matter, just keep making videos. I just kept doing the whole thing every single day. And the semester ended actually. Semester ended, and I didn't get up to that view. And she kept my grade on probation. Like you have an X amount of time. There was a specific number of time actually to get it going. So I said, okay, I did it, and I got 1,000 subscribers. And that was crazy. I was like, I got 1,000 subscribers. Like, bloody hell, I got 1,000 subscribers. Can you imagine? So I told her, she said, okay, so let's see, what did you learn? What's your metrics? What's your this? Tell me this. What metadata are you using? I figured all of that thing out because it was a course. I had to write a paper on top of it and do all that thing, describe how thumbnails are supposed to be, style of thumbnails, the design idea, every single thing came full circle. But at this point, I was so deeply invested in making videos because lots of people kept asking questions. When is this software going to be out? When is this thing going to be out? What are you going to do about this? Can you make a second video that explains this? Can you make a full video about this? I wish I can find free stuff. Like questions kept coming and coming, and it was no longer, I think before I got to 1,000, it was no longer about me trying to get that grade. I was now so invested in this thing that it was about finding solution, because I know there's somebody out there halfway across the world that needs a solution. And probably I might be just the only person that can respond to this guy at this point, because I noticed we have tech channels, we have review channels for tech. I mean, we have review channels for tech, we have review channels for music, we have review channels for movies. There's literally none for softwares, and 3D softwares to be precise. From there, it became about the people, because I know there's somebody out there that needs it. And that was how it started. That was how it all started. And at this point, I'm so deeply invested in it that I find it not as a job, but I find it as something I have to do every. I just have fun doing it.
So you kind of accidentally fell into it.
Yeah, it was an accidental stuff.
I think they're the best stories, to be honest. They're the ones that people succeed in, where the goal isn't to become famous, or it isn't to make money, and it isn't to be a YouTuber. It's just to do something.
Yeah, I actually didn't know. Like, sorry for cutting you, but I actually didn't know that you could make money on YouTube. Like, literally, I never knew that was a thing. I felt just solve these people's problem and move on. And so I was super excited. I was so excited. Oh, there's this guy that has this issue. I have to help him. I need to go find this. I need to learn how this works. I need to figure out how to make this thing. I need to understand how making this stuff works on this software. I'll get a trial version and I'll sort it out and sort it out and sort it out and format the PC and install it again and do it and do it and do it. And I get it finally and I make a video and I publish it. So I didn't know those things. I actually didn't know YouTube paid. I never knew. So I started noticing one time, it was the old YouTube platform where you have to go to more like a different set of page, and you find something called revenue, and they were unlocking stuff. So one of those days I saw something called monetization and I read about it, and by this time I was long gone into the thing. I think I was about 4 or 5,000 subs already. So the monetization feature, then you have to click that button and it comes on, and you have to fill in some AdSense things and all that. I didn't know those things were possible. So I had to read it, and I emailed YouTube and they told me how to do it, and that thing started. And even when it did, I still didn't really care about it, because I just feel like the more if you position your mind about making money, the idea is just gonna be money, 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 and I just didn't want to put myself in that situation with the channel like that.
So would you say that it's changed your life in a monetary sense, not in a value sense?
Monetary, yes, it does. Yes, it has. But I think I'm leaning more towards the value point.
Yeah, all
I think
YouTubers say that, but
yeah, like of course you make money from it, but how should I put it? Like if you deduct the money, like if YouTube never paid, I would still do YouTube. That's the thing.
yeah,
I probably wouldn't have done it until I took that course. But after taking that course and finding out that, oh, there is this person, there's that person, there's this and that, oh, there's, oh, I was working on this software and it crashed. Please, how can I get my files and all that? Where does my add-ons save? I installed this other version and I can't find my add-ons anymore. Yeah, I will still do YouTube. Like if you deduct the funds, of course, yeah, the funds are there. Nobody would say the funds are not there. The funds are there. It's something that you would notice. It's something that is significant, actually. But still deduct the funds, and would you still do it if they deduct the fund? Yes, I will. Of course, I will. Because at the end of the day, it's your person that matters. Are you there for the money or are you there for the people? So it's one of those two things.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. I found at the beginning when I started, I mean, compared to your channel to my channel, it's way above. But obviously I was reviewing add-ons, specifically Blender add-ons, and at the start I wasn't getting as many people coming to me. So now I get people saying, can you please review my add-on? And like yourself, they'll give you the add-on to test out and stuff like this, or they'll give you an affiliation link, which certainly helps.
Yeah.
So I find that a lot easier now than I did at the beginning. So I'm going to ask you one question. If you had to start your channel from day one, what would you do differently?
If I have to start AskNK, like for some reason AskNK disappears and somebody says, oh, all your videos are gone, all your views are gone.
Which could in theory happen at any time. There's one thing.
I mean, I would still do that. I would still do that. Like, I have this sort of feeling of, okay, that has happened. How do we move on from here? I don't believe in this idea where you just say, oh, I have to cry over spilled milk. It's spilled, it's spilled. What do you have left in the cup? So what you have left in the cup is what you do. And but by the way, something which I think I would advise most content creators is there is this platform called Library. I think it's now changed to Odyssey or so. And it's a platform where you can move all your contents from YouTube over to that place, just in case, something like this happens. But of course, if it does happen, I'm still definitely going to do YouTube. And even if it happens, I don't think you would have as much struggle like when you're just starting off. Because already you've built some sort of friends over time, and you have some unsubscribed friends and some audience members as well. So, and of course, if you already belong to things like Discord, it's easy to just make that publication or put it up on Twitter if you're active on that platform, and just be like, yeah, I changed my ship, and this is what the new ship is called.
You've got some sort of brand recognition to begin with. I keep talking about YouTube, but obviously it's a pretty influential part of your, well, pretty much as you AskNK. But
Yeah.
what is the negative things about YouTube? What do you dislike? See, you're laughing because I know the answer.
Like, someone is going to do that. Like, on this video, there's definitely somebody on this video that's typing, and probably they've already posted it, prior to this part of the video, where they would be like, those hate comments. They would come in. There's a lot of hate comments that comes in and out of your channel, and you just grow some sort of thick skin about it and see it like they love you. Love can come in two ways. Love can be hate love or love. People stalk you and they love you, and love is love. So yeah, hate comments are one of those things that, like, it took me time to get over them. Then the next one is, people saying things like, now this is not about there's the racial one as well, but there's this one where people feel like every single video you do, someone paid for it.
It feels
Yeah.
commercialized.
Yeah, that one comes up a lot. Like, oh yeah, he definitely someone paid for it. That's why. I mean, he's talking about it because someone paid for it, but that's not the truth. The thing there is, there are some videos that are sponsored, and some videos legit 100% are not. And those things I try as much as possible to stay just on focus. Like, okay, this is what I have to say. This is what I have to do, and not lose my integrity where these guys are, because the company would come and go. Your family, your community, the people you have built over time that made the company come in the first place would still be there, and they are the reason why you're there in the first place. Like, why you gained relevance is because these guys chose to give you relevance on a couple of videos and on your subscription button. So I try as much as possible to be like, okay, I'm not going to talk about this part, because if I say anything about it, I might say something very, very wrong that would hurt you as a company, and I wouldn't want to say something like this to hurt these people, because if they find out that I'm saying this just to make them do that, then it doesn't make sense. So when people feel like every single video this guy makes, it must be paid for, or someone somewhere is like, oh, I believe the folks at Blender Foundation pays you a whole lot of money to do the Blender update. I'm like, I can curse here, right? Fuck no. They don't. Like, I actually don't even know them physically. Just had a couple of email exchange with them, and that's it. Or maybe someone from somewhere believes like an add-on guy paid me to talk about his almighty add-on. No, fuck no. It doesn't work like that. So things like those things, it took me time to be like, why are people this ungrateful? And I just figured out, well, if you choose to put yourself out there, you should be prepared to receive whatever comes. And so it's just a cross we all have to bear. As far as you put yourself out there, as far as you're content creator, and you're putting yourself out there, of course, it's something you'd get. And I think the third one is the whole racial stuff. Hey, I believe you're somewhere in Africa, squatting under a tree, making this video and all that stuff. I'm like, bro, no. No, I'm not there.
Whereabouts do you live?
Yeah, I live currently in North Cyprus. My family stays in England, somewhere in Sheffield.
Right.
So I'm the only one here. I'm like a married bachelor. I'm married, but I'm still a bachelor, something like that.
Do you have any kids?
No, I don't have a cat.
No, not cat. A kids, children.
Oh, kids!
To have a cat.
Oh, like, no, I don't have that. Yeah, no, I don't have any kids yet. I don't know. Maybe an AskNK Junior. No, I don't have that.
Get him a little channel.
Yeah. I will. I just don't think. Yeah, I will. Kids just come. They come when you don't expect them to.
Tell me about it. I've got 4. See, when I get a dislike in a video, I take it to heart. I feel as if
Yeah.
I've done something wrong.
Oh,
I think
when you get like those hate comments or things like that.
I don't get hate comments, not compared to what you get.
I get those things every day. Every single day.
I've kind of seen some of the racist comments, and I just think these guys are assholes. But I generally get comments like, "I don't understand what this guy's saying. What language is this person speaking?" and stuff like that. So they're not really hate comments per se,
Okay.
which is fair enough because my accent's pretty strong to begin with, and I think it kind of holds my channel back just a little bit.
I think, how should I put this? I believe people that would want to be with you would be with you regardless of, I think the thing with the thing with YouTube for me is when I started off YouTube, I'm a full grown male, and I did my first video. I was like, "Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back," or "Hi, guys, and welcome back to AskNK." I think that was like the first tag, and I listened to it, and it sounded so girly. It felt so bad. I took that audio and I found someone that doesn't know me and said, "What age do you think this person is?" Say, "Yeah, maybe 20 something, female." Like, that's me. That's me. So I felt really bad. I wasn't comfortable with it. I felt like, oh my God, people would not like me. Everybody goes through that phase when you do your first set of recordings. But all of a sudden, I felt, no, if anyone wants to stay, they would stay. It doesn't matter whether you speak whatever language. People stay. I know a couple of videos or a couple of channels I have, and I don't even hear jack shit what they're saying. I just know I enjoy the content. So I don't think people would like. I don't think your accent is going to make them not stay. I just believe if someone loves you so much, they would want to stay with you regardless of whatever your accent, the mode of presentation, and all that stuff is. I've seen some very careless tutorial channels as well, where they like, so where's the stuff? Where's the stuff? Oh, sorry guys, I just I just felt like showing you where's this, and
Yeah.
the cost, and oh yeah, there it is, and they have like subscribers. It means someone somewhere doesn't care about the fact that this guy wasn't organized to make that video. It means someone somewhere doesn't feel like every single video this guy makes or this lady makes, they're not put together, and they sort of stutter and somersault and tumble and tumble and tumble, and a 5-10 minutes video, it's getting into 20-30 minutes, and they still have subscribers. They have people telling them, "I love what you did there, it's good, it's nice." So love itself, I don't think it has to do with the accent or maybe how you present it. I think if people love you, they love you. Every other thing we get to do is cosmetics, right? Just to make sure that the delivery is on point. You don't spend people time. You have everything laid out. So once they come to the video, they get it from point A to point B, and that's it. So I don't think that should be a problem.
See, I don't have time to script my videos. Do you script yours?
Really?
No, not at all.
Holy!
I've not got time to script a video and
Like
just
you
go.
just come right on in front of the PC. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this right now. Hit the record button. Let's go, people.
Pretty much. I mean, don't get me wrong, I might record the line 1 or twice, 2 times maybe, and I might stumble, but I catch all of that in the edit.
Yeah, if I'm doing not tutorials, not add-ons, maybe a software, for example, and maybe this is this people, or maybe it's the first time I'm talking about this particular software, I literally take time to write it down, and I might record the entire video like 3-4 times. If the video is going to be like 30 minutes long, I would record that thing for an entire 1 hour, 30 minutes, or 2 hours, and then make the final record. Now, the final record I'm going to make, in most cases, the first record might be better, the second record might be better, but I need to make sure that I get that I get that message across. Videos like the Blender updates, I literally write those things, every single thing down, and I sort of link them up. So there's a crazy flow chart. I just link them up. So it starts from here and it goes here and it goes here and it goes here. We finish off here and we go full circle and now it's done. So I write those things like that. The same thing when I was doing the Free Friday, which I think I would bring back, where I talk about where people can get free stuff from free textures to 3D models, stuff like that. Yeah, those things I do write. I do write about them. Just write them down. Of course, it might just be like a line, 2 lines, 3 lines about something, but I definitely need to write it down because maybe at that point I just need to nail a specific set of information within those videos, like very specific set of information. So yeah, I write them, and in most cases, most of the videos I record them more than twice, and then make the final recording. And sometimes after making the final recording, I might not be comfortable doing edit, and I scrap that video and do another one.
Maybe that's where I'm going wrong. maybe I need to start scripting.
Because the thing for me is, if the video takes long, I ask how I make my videos is, would I be able to watch this video if I have amnesia afterwards? Like if by next year, everybody forbids bad things, and God forbid, or whatever deity forbids, we get into some sort of trance, and maybe you have an accident or something happens and you lose every sense of memory, but then you have that feeling that I need to learn 3D, and you come across a channel owned by one guy sometime in the future or sometime in the past, and nobody heard from him anymore, and that is you. Will you be able to learn from this guy? What can you learn from this guy? So if I make the videos, I listen to them, and if there's a mistake I didn't get, then probably I never got that mistake within the edit. If I pick up that mistake, in most cases, I just re-record the entire thing again, or just record that section and then put it back. So I listen to it like I'm trying to learn. I listen to it like I'm trying to learn, and I try to make it very short. So I don't, because I believe lots of people have the attention span is very short. So I constrain it in a way where I don't need to kill your time. I don't need to make you sit down there for 30 minutes just to figure something out. So get the necessary juice that you need and leave the squeeze away and move on. Yeah.
Who do you watch on YouTube? Do you have like a favorite YouTuber? Apart from me, obviously.
Yeah, I watched you. I came across your channel. I think someone posted like, "Hey, go check out this guy's stuff." I think there was a video, and when I came across your channel, I had "Alright, guys." I was like, "God damn!" Like,
That's good.
"Alright, guys."
Alright, guys.
Yeah, that's it.
You need to go slightly deeper.
I need to go slightly deeper. I don't know. Maybe because I don't take beer. Maybe if I start taking lots of alcohol, I might get like a deeper voice. Maybe.
Are you saying I'm an alcoholic?
No, never said that. Never said that. Lots of people told me the same thing. Not to deviate, I'll get back to that. Who do I watch on YouTube? Pretty much anybody that comes on my feed and I find their stuff interesting. I don't really have like a favorite guy that I'm like, oh yeah, let me go check him if he's out. I sort of watch random stuff just to confuse the algorithm for some reason. And I do watch like the weirdest things, maybe how to knit, just because I want to see how knitting is done. So in case I see a 3D model that has to do with knitting, I can be like, maybe if I had done it like this, how to some videos that deals with lights and prisms and stuff like that. Weird stuff, maybe some mathematical videos, just anything that looks good on my stuff. And in most cases, just play music. Pretty much lots of people I watch their stuff. I just sort of subscribe, or if I find something very interesting, yeah, there's no like I love this guy, it must be this guy or no other person else in the world. I'm really sorry.
No, that was a terrible answer.
I am really sorry.
You were sitting right in the fence with that one.
I am so sorry.
No, I understand. I'm the same. I kind of watch random people. I actually try not to watch Blender tutorials because I don't want to make a tutorial and then somebody comes in the comments and says that's a Ducky 3D tutorial. You know what I mean? That's or that you copied that from Blender Guru or whatever. So I generally don't watch.
Huh. I think the thing with watching tutorials is I don't think there's a problem. Actually, for me, I don't think there's a problem with that. I just think that you shouldn't. I just think you shouldn't watch a tutorial and make a video of that tutorial because there was no content for you to make. Because there's definitely that time where you get into that creative drought. You're like, the light bulb just came on. I watched this tutorial and I think I can explain it better than this guy. Yeah, you might be able to explain it, but at the same time you watch that tutorial, someone somewhere just watched exactly the same thing and felt that you're taking things word for word. So, except maybe there's a request, and I think it's also worth it to lay it out there that someone on the channel request. Like I've gotten a couple of requested videos, and I'll lay it out in the very beginning, just in case you see the same replica somewhere else.
So we're coming to the end of the interview. Well, interview conversation, to be honest. Is there anything that you would like me to ask you?
You said you were going to ask me about the beer.
Oh, the beer. Yeah, that's right. So I asked do you like beer? And you says, no, you don't drink.
I don't. Yeah,
why not? But
I don't know. I think it's just a thing. I've never been attracted to beers. I don't know. I prefer things like cognacs and wine. Yeah.
You're a bit more sophisticated than a beer drinker like myself then.
I'm so sorry, but it's just I just feel like unwind. Like when you want to unwind, you just get like a very short glass with a couple of ice, sit down, have your nuts in front of you, your peanuts and stuff, yes. And yeah.
I'm glad you said peanuts in front of
me. Yeah. I figured out the internet is a wonderful place. Yes. Some people will come for me.
I'll cut that bit out. Is there any questions that you would, or anything that you would like to say?
I just believe everyone is doing the best they can to stay afloat, especially within this time. And it's hard for creative people, and at the same time, it's one of the best times for them. Because there is no better time in the world to get a job. There's no better time in the world to learn stuff. I think this is like the best time for most people to get a skill and learn things. And I feel honored to be part of some people's life, and I don't take it lightly. Yeah.
You're going to make me cry in a minute.
Yeah, I don't take it lightly. I don't take it lightly that I'm part of a lot of people's life, and I feel very honored. I mean, getting people to say every day I wake up in the morning, I definitely know there's a video about you. I know you have a video for me, or the first thing I do is check on your channel to see if you've dropped videos. And when I went on vacation and I spent like a month, I got people sending messages. How is it going? Are you coming back soon? What's happening there? Of course, I still made videos within the time I was there, but that sheer feeling that some people somewhere that don't even know what you do when the lights are out care for you, it's a satisfying feeling, and I'm very grateful for them. I'm extremely grateful because like I mentioned earlier, without them there will be no AskNK, and they come first. They come first.